Right, today is Friday. I got sick yesterday with the flu, so I wasn't able to do any filming. What happened was my batteries went down to 11.4 volts. That was after being charged all day. By the tiny bit of solar that we got, it was almost nothing. It was just like 5 amps on each controller. Didn't do any recording because I wasn't feeling good. So what happened was I took this yellow cord, ran it into my house, plugged it in, stuck on 15 amp share, and let it charge the batteries and run the other half of the house, which worked pretty good. The batteries got a bit of a charge. Let's see, I did that for about 8 hours, and they had it was 8 hours of charge at about, let's say, about 50 to 60 amps. So let's say 5 or 6, well, say about 500 amp hours or so went into here. When I got home, they're at 14 volts, and now I just kicked everything back over again because I didn't want an extension cord in my house the whole time. And we just had a surge at 186 amps, I think it was, for about, I don't know, a minute. I think my wife used the microwave for my daughter or something. But that's what that was. It quickly brought it down from over 13 volts, though. It's now sitting voltage of 12.6 there and 12.7 here. And I'll stay there for a couple hundred amp hours. That'll go to 12 volts. And then I would stay at about 12 volts for another couple hundred, and then it'll go down to high 11s, and it'll stay at high 11s for like a high majority of their life, at least in this temperature. They're 37 Fahrenheit. This is actually, as I'm using them, it is going up. Now it's up to 39. Come on, there we go, 39 Fahrenheit on the batteries. The system, I went 4 days with pretty much just solar, and I ran the generator right there. I ran it for 2 hours total. 2 hours one day, 2 hours another day. Or sorry, 1 hour one day, 1 hour another day, just to I'm trying to drain the tank on that generator to get the gas out. It's old gas. It's about a year old, so I want to put some new stuff in it. System's working pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. And tomorrow we get to finish the generator panel, and I won't have to run off batteries or like as my only source of power for the half of the house. I'll be able to flip a little switch and go grid, and flip a little switch and go batteries whenever I feel like it. Should be nice. It's fun to be on solar, but you are a lot more conscious, that's for sure. Especially a little system like this. Like, I only have 240 amp charge controllers, so the most my system puts out, so this one I've seen up to 55 amps, and this one I've seen up to like 46 amps. But on average, they do about 40 each, so I'm only going to get 80 amps of charge. And like, as you know, that's not a whole lot of power, so I got to either expand my solar panels or just realize that I cannot run my house 24/7 unless I really cut back on usage, like absolutely no cooking or using the microwave too much. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this little update. Catching you guys up on the day I missed. So I've noticed after using my batteries and charging them back up, they are sitting at a higher voltage. Wondering if it makes a difference that the batteries have sat for so long without being used, and now they're being used and they're reacting better and staying at a higher voltage. It's very interesting. I might do this a few times and see if that helps them in these cold temperatures. So one thing I've noticed with these Pirates, this one's mine, the one I've had earlier, I know because I had a plastic weld this, I broke it. But these are both fully charged. I plugged them in for like a day and a bit. Mine stops charge between 12.3 and 12.4 volts. The most I've ever seen this is like almost 12.4. And the new one I got charges all the way up to 12.56. Now that is crazy, the difference. I almost like this better because the batteries last quite a bit longer. But I'm wondering if they use different cells in here, or if it's just the circuitry itself that charges differently. But that's very interesting. That means this one should have quite a bit more capacity than this one, because this one charges quite a bit higher. Now I'm really interested to see if these have the same batteries in them. Maybe they got some lithium polymer batteries cheaper, or maybe a different type of 18650. I don't know. But that's very interesting. The next thing I also test is the voltage output of the chargers. Alright, so after the full day of charge on the SW3000, I ran an extension cord to the house, charged it for about 8 hours. I have noticed that the batteries are staying at a much higher voltage for much longer. This hasn't moved from about 12.44 volts in about, I don't even know, like 4 hours. 12.43 is like the lowest it's been in 4 hours, which is crazy because it is 9:44. That is amazing. So obviously I don't use my batteries very often, especially in this cold. I just keep them fully charged. But I can see a huge benefit in using them in this weather because they've been staying up in voltage. This was only charged at about 80% when I disconnected it. Usually my end tracks will charge till about 15 volts, and it was only at 13.8. So, and that was pumping about 70 amps into the battery, so maybe I was only at like 70% charge. I don't even know exactly because I don't have anything to calculate that for me. But it's been doing a lot better for voltage wise, so I'm gonna fully charge it, and then I'm going to run this test again, even though tomorrow I am finishing the generator panel install. I'm gonna get all the breakers in that I need, and the combiner boxes, and I'll be completely set up.